Kia ora, I'm Emma Dent and welcome back to the Video Weekly Diary series. We'll kick things off with our notable events of the week. Z Energy Limited announced an equity capital raising of up to $350 million. This is to be done via an equity placement of $290 million of new shares and an up to $60 million share purchase plan. The equity capital raising is to address the impact of COVID-19 on the business and to support a resilient capital structure. Z Energy also announced their full year results, reporting a loss for the year and confirming that the results for 2021 are likely to be significantly impacted by COVID-19. Z Energy also confirmed that dividends will not be paid until after the 30th of September 2021. On Monday last week, NZME announced that it had written to the government seeking urgent legislation which would allow it to acquire all the shares in Stuff Limited by the 31st of May 2020. Following this announcement, Nine announced via the ASX that it had terminated the exclusivity period. NZME followed up on this announcement, advising that they still believe that they are in a binding exclusive negotiation period with Nine and that exclusivity had not been validly terminated. Fletcher Building are moving out of the MSCI Global Standard Indices and into the small cap indices. Meanwhile, Napier Port and Oceania Healthcare Limited are moving from the micro cap indices and into the small cap indices. We expect to see increased trading volumes ahead of the June 1st effective date. Smith City announced this morning that it had negotiated a conditional agreement to sell its business to Polar Capital in a transaction which values the assets at approximately $60 million. In other news, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand made no change to the official cash rate and the Labour-led government unveiled their 2020 budget. Next up, our weekly recap. The total value traded for the week was $977 million, with 66% of that value traded on market and a trade count of 267,000. The S&P NZX 50 rose 0.3%, closing the week at 10,730. In global markets, the S&P 500 fell 2.2%, while the ASX 200 rose 0.2%. Further information on the weekly recap, including the value and volume of the NZX Top 10 securities, can be found on the weekly diary. And finally, our week ahead. The second GDT auction of the month is being held later this week. The GDT price index fell 0.8% at the last event. Seadraken is also holding a special shareholders meeting on Friday. Thank you for watching the weekly diary video. Don't forget to check out the links below for more information. Haere rā.